Ladies and gentlemen, days and thems, children of all ages, welcome to the Logan Summit Show. I am, of course, your host, Logan Summit, and I am with Saki Mihalakos.
Okay.
Did I do it okay?
That was not bad, not bad. The last name could have been a little bit, but that's good. That's good.
Hey, man, look at me. I'm not that cool.
You look amazing.
Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. How's Jacksonville, Florida treating you?
It's good, man. It's beautiful here.
Now, what's it like finding a camp down there?
Not too difficult. I have good people around me, so we stay ready and in the right places in the right atmosphere. So not too bad at all. Really good organizations here that and gyms that hold it down for sure.
Now, a lot of people probably won't realize this, but Florida's a big state.
Yeah.
You got America's top team down there in Miami. You got a lot of good schools around. What keeps you up in Jacksonville?
Well, I run my own business. Number one, I'm from Jacksonville, originally from Greece, by way of Greece. Jacksonville is where I reside. I used to coach at the University of South Florida, so I spent a third of my life in Tampa, which is another beautiful city. Uh, Great place. I have my first house there, but Jacksonville is where I have my business, so that's kind of why I'm here.
I would have never guessed that your last name is Greek. That's a joke, by the way. Um, Now, do you keep with that Mediterranean diet because it is so healthy?
Yeah, we're definitely big on salads, good healthy salads, cucumbers, tomatoes, a little olive oil here.
Right? Little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper never hurt anybody, right?
Not at all.
Now, how do you go with the fish game?
I like salmon. Um, you have my father in general loves grouper cheeks, so groupers,
Okay.
you know.
Tuna. Is he down with the tuna collar?
We don't eat tuna as much, not really, but
All right. Well, if he likes the cheeks, he'll love tuna collar.
tuna.
Next time you're out at a restaurant, have him order tuna collar.
I'll definitely mention it to him.
All right. Now, you said you have your own business. That's custom jewelry. Talk
Yeah.
to me about what's that like, and how did you get into it, and how do I get my own piece?
Well, the piece, all you got to do is hit me up, and I'll take care of you. But as far as that goes, but how I'm in the business, it's just it's an art at the end of the day. It's kind of like it's crazy because it's mixed martial arts. Jewelry is its own art form, and it starts with a sketch, and that's why I'm pretty good at it. I'll say this: when I was in college, man, I wanted to be an architect. I went to school for that, but I had one prerequisite that threw me off, and I got out of there real quick. But I ended up using my hands a lot in architecture with this jewelry stuff. So it's
Can
just
I guess? Can I guess that it was calculus too?
it wasn't calculus, man.
Oh,
It was
oh
bro, it was
God!
chemistry. I don't know why I needed chemistry to make it to be an architect, but it made me learn real quick that wasn't for me. But it's funny because the same systems that they use in architecture we use with jewelry, like the CAD designs, computer aided designs, and whatnot. But it
Yeah.
all sketch, and that's kind of why I like it. So
So you're kind of down with computers as well.
that's not my. I'm not as technically savvy as some of the people on my team now, but I do the sketching, the major designing of it. Yeah, that's what I do. I like to put pen to paper. I'm good with my hands.
Have you worked with any big artists that we would know?
A lot of football players, a lot of.
Oh, come on. Give me a little bit more than that.
Yeah, just go look at the. No, let me stop. All right, so you know who Kayvon Thibodeau for the New York Giants,
Yep.
the Baltimore Ravens, worked with Shador Sanders, who was at JSU at first, Colorado now with the Browns. Shiloh Sanders, who's with the Bucks. Worked Kevin Coleman, another really good college player. He's currently in college playing for Missouri. So there's a bunch of guys out there. MVS, Super Bowl champion, used to play for the University of South Florida, was with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, I know I'm forgetting a lot of guys, but see, that's why I don't like mentioning them because they're like, oh, well,
Now they're all going to be sad, but that's okay. You need to reach out to my man, Amari Gaynor here, number 53 at the Las Vegas Raiders, and see if you can't hook him up because he needs a little bit of that bling bling.
I'll
I
take.
know what you're talking about. Now, you got the bling bling as a side project, or maybe that's your whole project, but you're about to get in the ring for the very first time professionally. How's that going to treat you? What are you looking at? And how was your head?
My head's good.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But I'm good, man. It's just something that it's a passion. It's something that I'm blessed with to be able to do. And it's just I'm given the chance to be able to do something now that I haven't done in the future because truthfully, God changed my life December 6th, 2020, and I haven't looked back since, man. And before that I was a wreck. I was a man of this world, and He definitely revealed Himself to me, and He paved the way for me. And now I'm moving as such. So I know it don't make sense what I'm saying, but it will make sense eventually.
Well, I got to tell you this, Saki. I wouldn't be an interviewer if I didn't ask what exactly happened in 2020 that changed the trajectory and got you to this point.
Well, it's a long story, but let me just put it this way. I was a lover of money, and we all know if you follow the word of God, it's the root of all evil. And I was big on gambling, man. I was a big gambler, and I was gambling even with money that I didn't have, and it was a lot of money. And I remember I cried out to God early in the year December in 2020, and it was a transition of me leaving college football and getting into the jewelry industry. So I made the most money I ever made in my life, and I lost it all in one night. And that's the night I my everything, my heart, my mind, my soul. I didn't want to. I cried out with everything I had for God to hear me and to help me. And fast forward later that year, He revealed Himself to me and showed me exactly what I needed to see. The only way I would have changed my life. It happened that night. And that night, everything that was on the top, which was so irrelevant, which was the money, cars, clothes, all the things of this world, and everything He blessed me with was down here. And that night took everything and flipped it the way it needed to happen. And I've been walking with Him ever since, and He is with me. So I'm grateful for that, man. And yeah, it's deeper than that. But at the end of the day, the Lord is my life. You know.
Well, that's amazing. And I don't want to trivialize it by any means, but I have to ask
Go ahead.
who'd you lose on?
A lot of stuff. You talking about what did I lost?
No, that last bet, the one that turned the corner for you. Who'd you lose on? And what was the actual bet? I have to ask.
Bro, it wasn't even sports. That's the crazy thing.
No! No, please tell me you weren't like betting a dude who
I'm
could throw a
talking.
pizza box far,
No, I'm
you
talking.
know?
I was heavy. I was heavy in the casinos, and obviously
Oh, wow.
here we're talking about high limit. I'm sitting here playing with people who are flying their helicopters and landing on top of the casinos like that,
Right.
and it was just I was in. Truthfully, I played blackjack and poker, and that's the stuff that. And I played poker PLO. That's poker on crack, man. That
Yeah, it is.
goes one time around the table, and it's at 30,000 in the pot, or one time, So it gets
Oh,
crazy. Yeah. So it was. I was in deep, man, and the Lord Jesus Christ delivered me from all of it. I called on His name
yeah.
one, and He revealed Himself to me, it was almost like a scared straight story, man.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it, but it also sounds like it has a happy ending. And look at where you are right now. Let's take that. Go back to 2020, and then fast forward to where we are right now in 2025, and talk to me about how you got here, what got you here, and why are you here? I mean, you go from losing tons of money gambling, finding the Lord, and then getting into fighting and punching people in the face. Talk
Yeah.
to me about that.
I will say this: fighting was there when it was like my freedom to when I was when I was actually coaching in college football at the University of South Florida. I would go downstairs in the weight room, hit the ramp outside, and hit this bag that was outside. And I would just punch the bag all day on my breaks, on my lunch breaks. And the coaches are like, "Man, this kid's, you all right? You okay?" But for me, it was relieving myself. It was a natural way of the Lord has gifted me, and I'm talking about like skill wise, as far as whether it be combat or athletically. But that release for me was everything. Like it took me away from when I had issues gambling. It took me away from all my problems, whether it be in the workplace or at home. Like it was something that gave me a little sense of, okay, I'm home. I can hit something. And then I picked up fights as I was in coaching. And I was with USA Boxing. I was picking up fights, and normally people don't do that. I told my buddy who had a gym down there, I was like, "Hey man, just come work my corner, and we're gonna roll around." So I ended up doing that and doing pretty well with it. And then I picked it up this year, man. Last year, 2024. So it was a big jump and a lot going on in between it. But it's called life, and it can hit you hard if you don't get back up. You'll, you know. So to make a long story short, fighting is in my blood. It's in me. I'm a fighter physically and I'm a fighter spiritually. And those are two things that, number one, the spiritual is more real than the physical. So this is nothing for me. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful to say that.
Now, you talked about football. Before we get into your coaching, what stopped you from pursuing that professionally?
Uh, you talking about playing or coaching?
Yeah, no,
Playing,
playing.
injury in college, and that jump started me into coaching. I literally was coaching my teammates that same year, and they were calling me coach. So it was like, okay, I guess I'll stick around. It's what I know. I didn't want to come back to Jacksonville because I didn't want to come back to Jacksonville because it was problems back home. It was certain things that I didn't want to be around the environment I grew up in, and I didn't want to. I felt like Tampa and the University of South Florida was a getaway for me. And so I stuck with it. Ended up working under a bunch of good coaches. And you know how the coaching world is. One goes, one comes, and it's not, if you do good, it can happen like that. And someone might be out of a job, but I so happened to stick around for a long time. And then that last year with Charlie Strong, I actually interviewed for the entire secondary position. And here's the kickstart to my faith is 2019. That's the year he showed me in a dream twice how it was going to happen. How I wasn't going to get the job, and the individual in front of me, or excuse me, who worked with me, was going to get it, and with no experience. And I was just like, what? It's speculation. And then the second time I had it, I woke up and it happened exactly the way the dream happened. And I walked down to the car and I go, all right, Lord, what's next? And that's when I picked up fighting again. 2019, I picked up boxing. I just walked into a gym in St. Pete, and then I'm sparring with a two-time Olympic champion. And I didn't know it, but the guys were like, hey, do you know who you just sparred? I was like, no, I could tell he was all right, though. He's like, yeah, man, shoot, he just won the Olympics. They invite me back the next day. Sports Illustrated's there taking videos of us. I'm like, who is this dude? And so I look him up, and it's a pretty well-known Cuban boxer who won gold medal twice in London and Rio. And so that's kind of how I started training. But then once again, this is before God revealed himself to me. Money pulled me away. I said, I have to go make real money. I have to go make, like, I was always chasing like the worldly things. And I was like, this ain't gonna pay the bills. I gotta make real money. I gotta go start the jewelry business. Cause of my family, we grew up in Jacksonville, obviously not in the business, but my mother worked her way up from a man we knew who's my godfather, who passed away, rest in peace. But he introduced us to the jewelry game. And my parents have been doing like not custom work, but repair work. And that's the bread and butter of the jewelry industry. It's like doing the repair work and the stuff behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Not the glitz and the glamour, but we built our way up. And then I had the opportunity to come and help her, but it wasn't working. So I started my own brand. And this is where we're at now. God is good, man. And again, I'm jumping around, but at the end of the day, the things that have been revealed to me, it's everything that we do is a bigger purpose. It's bigger than ourselves, and we just need to continue to be a light to shine for Him.
I asked you a big question, so it's okay. You can jump around all
Deep,
you
it's
want, by the
deep.
way. Hey man, you don't come here to get the average interview, by the way. That's why you come to the Logan Summit show because we ask the actual questions.
I see
Uh,
that, man, bro. Yeah,
yeah, we get down like a clown, like Charlie Brown, and we're about to turn your frown upside down. All right, so I got to ask you, playing and coaching football, how has that made you a better fighter in the ring?
discipline. You know, discipline and respect at the same time. Um, it's just the work ethic, and that's kind of same with not just fighting but business. Like if you, I'll tell you one thing about majority of football players. If you stick to a system, stick to a program, whatever university you're at, and you apply the same skill sets that you learn there to anything in life, you will be successful.
Well, most athletes are successful
Yeah.
because remember, at any given time, there's what 1,800 NBA players, 1,600 NFL players, and we get and the list goes on. But I'm getting a phone call.
There you go.
It's Overt Flow's dad, by the way. He owns Happy Punch Promotions. But Pat, I'll call you back. I'm doing an interview. I love you. All right. Anyways, normally I put that on silence. I did not do that.
It's a
I
good.
apologize, by the way. But what I was getting to is life has an interesting way of working itself out. Correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, how old are you right now?
I'm a young man.
So am I. I
Oh,
moisturize every day.
I was born in '88.
All right, I was born in '78, so now I know where you're at.
My guy.
Yeah. So after 30, though, we get this thing called old man strength. Like when you go to the gym and you box that dude out, you get that basketball in your hand and you're like, oh, you ain't got nothing on me over here, bro. How has that played an effect in your career?
I would say I've always had natural strength. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. So I can't really elaborate too much on that. I've always had that grown man strength at a young age. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's up for the opponents to say how strong I am because I don't really. I honestly I don't. I don't think too much of it. Yeah, I have power, but that's not for me to decide because I'm not punching myself. You know.
No, that's very valid. Now I've done commenting for USA Boxing. How has USA Boxing helped you get to where you want to go?
I learned a lot from USA Boxing. You know, with USA Boxing, here's the thing with the amateur style. It's not my style. I should say that. I'm more of get after it, efficient punches. With the USA boxing style, it's more like tat tat tat. They want to see you move and want to see you just throw volume, even if you're not hitting the opponent. And that's kind of why I transitioned to the MMA world because I like to be efficient with my punches and not just waste them and just to look the part. You know, this isn't a dance; it's not a ballerina style stuff thing. And not to knock anything with USA boxing. Don't get me wrong, because I have respect for that. Uh, Anyone who willing to step into the ring or in a cage, I don't knock that first of all, because anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not my typical cup of tea, I should say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
which is why
No,
that next step. You know,
well, I get that. And what made you get into MMA?
I always had I always had a liking to it. Even when I finished college, I was like, man, I was looking at the Contender series when it was new. I was just like, I told my wife, I said, I know I can do that. I know I can do it. I actually, yeah, it's just a passion of mine. I always wanted to do it. I always because I like to grab too. You know, it's not just the punches, but a multitude of things. It's mixed martial arts, so and I also wrestle. You know, there's things like that play a role into it. So
Now, before we get into your wrestling and all of that, what did you go to college for?
I play. What do you mean? Like,
Did you graduate with a degree?
yeah, yeah. Actually, health science. I almost forgot what I graduated with.
That would have been tragic. That would have been very, very tragic.
It's so funny. Look, I went into college. with a game plan. Okay, I'm gonna do architecture. I want to be an architect. Game plan switch when they hit me with that prereq. I was like, I'll do exercise science maybe. You know, ended up getting in trouble through the exercise science program, and I had to finish with health science, which is fine. It all happened for a reason. Let's just put it that.
Yes, yes, it does. It
Has
all happens for a reason,
nothing
right?
to do with what I do now, but it happened for a reason. You'll see.
Well, that's awesome. Now, you started with wrestling. That is what we consider to be the best base for MMA. Do you find that to be the truth?
Yeah, no, it's a strong skill set to understand. It's I think the main things is striking and wrestling. If you know how to do one or the other, you'll be fine. You know, and yeah, yeah.
Now, how do you feel about the transition from wrestling into boxing and MMA? Though, is because you never want to have your shoulders pinned to the mat.
No, man.
In
Honestly, when I was wrestling, I wanted to throw punches, but you can't. Obviously, that's the
no crossface, you could throw a crossface with a
full
thumb tuck
process
in.
there. Yeah, yeah.
This right here, yo, if you've ever wrestled, you understand what this is right there. That is the most dangerous thing that you can do
Look
in
like
wrestling,
CrossFit
right?
arsenal,
Yep.
man.
Break a nose real quick. I'm just saying. Hey, just saying. Hey, Logan Paul. Just saying. All right. All right. Let's get down to it, man. You're from Florida. Let's play 5 questions.
All right.
Um, why does Florida get a bad rep?
I don't think we do. I don't think we do, man. It's the Sunshine State. The only thing I think, look, I would say this. Well, bad rep with what is the real question.
Oh no, I didn't focus it. It's up to you.
Okay, so I mean, we're down south, man. We just a different breed in Florida. That's just the truth behind it. If you walk, and I said that even when I was playing, coaching, you know the atmosphere when you touch down in Florida. You can smell it, you could taste it. We grew up here, so I didn't understand what that meant until I saw someone. I think it was from out west who was like, they touched down in Florida, like they can taste the air. Well, we're a walking sauna down here, so get
Yeah,
ready.
it's called humidity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the humidity is real, but that's why I say we're a different breed here. If you're Florida grown, you would understand what I'm talking about.
Now, I used to live in Miami, which I don't consider Florida.
A lot
Okay.
of my buddies from Miami don't say they say the same thing. Miami is just Miami. We ain't part of.
Miami is Miami. Florida is Florida. Two different places. Do you agree?
I mean, for me, no, but my boys, I just say what you say, bro. We're
All
Floridians at the end of the day.
right. Question number 2. Pitbull or Little Wayne?
Oh, I used to always listen to Lil Wayne when I was younger. All right, let me put it this. Let me say this though. All I listen to now, it's funny, is gospel music. But when I listen to music, it was Little Boosie, Lil Webby, or Lil Wayne, and those were all on my playlist from the start to the finish.
Now, did you have a favorite Little Wayne song?
Uh, I have a few different Lil Wayne songs that I
Well,
listen.
give me two and the reasoning behind them.
Okay. See, the ones that I know are on the mixtapes though.
That's okay.
All right, so one of them was he started off by saying straight out the hood, the young hoodlum done what I did and did what they say I couldn't. I don't know the name of it, but I know the lyrics. And the next one I would say you asking me difficult questions, man.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I
I'm not a Lil
or
Wayne fan, by the way,
you're
but
not
you know, yeah, but you know what? I'm in Miami, circa way too long ago, and I'm in a car. I may have had a couple adult beverages that night.
Hey,
And somebody puts on let the beat build. And I'm just sitting there listening to it going, oh, when's it gonna drop? When's it gonna drop? And then it gets a little bit deeper. When's it gonna drop? When's it gonna drop? And then when he comes down, let the bill beat, bitch. I am like, oh, I get it now. I get Lil Wayne now. I understand why people like him. I get it.
he builds the.
However, I haven't gotten down to the rest of his music, but where do you find him on that?
It's all good. No, he's talented for sure. The man, they say he didn't write any of his songs down. He just records. He brought down a recording thing and just spit the lyrics off the top of his head. So that's pretty different, man. He's in a world in his own little world.
Yeah, well, I doubt he actually. Jay-Z does the same kind of thing where they go sentence by sentence. I'm assuming that he did that because, look, he can throw down what they call a surface track where they let the beat behind it and you just kind of throw it down and see how the cadence will fit into the track.
Yeah.
I bet you a lot of that ended up being the actual songs, and that's where that legacy comes from. But you don't walk into a studio and just be like, "Yo, I got this, bro."
Yeah.
Like
Oh my.
you just don't. I just say it.
I
Or
mean, that's
maybe we don't.
yeah. I dang sure don't. I tell you that right now.
Now, if Lil Wayne was watching this right now and you could make a piece of jewelry for him and you could do a quick commercial to sell him on the piece of custom jewelry that you would make for him, what would it be and why?
Well, truth be told, man, I don't really. It's so funny. I'm in the sales business. I'm in the jewelry industry, but at the end of the day, I want to know the person behind. Like for example, the person behind the screen. I'm not big on selling people stuff unless they want it. If they want it, cool. That's just bonus. But let me get to know this individual. Let me see who you are. What motivates you? What inspires you? Things like that. To me, is deeper than just the jewelry. Because to be honest with you, I don't care about the jewelry. I don't. But I can make it shine and I can make you look good. But at the end of the day, it's before the sale happens. It's me getting to know, just genuinely knowing, trying to understand people. It's deeper than the jewelry. Everything has a deeper purpose, and for me, if I don't approach it that way, I'm not being true to myself. If that makes sense. So
It does.
I would get to know him. I'd ask him questions, figure out who he is before anyone else can tell me about him. Because most of the time, when someone else tells you about somebody, it's not the reality. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, I just be myself, man, and just like we're talking here, I'm talk to him, figure out what pushes you, what goes with, what inspires you, what motivates. Get to know do you have children? Do you love this? Figure out what he's about as a man before anything.
So, do you view jewelry as the same as a tattoo?
It's just an accessory. It's a temporary thing. So I don't put too much meaning into it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When creating pieces, that's where I find the joy in creating from start to finish, from sketch to CAD to the mold to the casting to the diamond setting. That's the beauty in the work that I do. But as far as the value in it, there's value in it, but I don't appreciate. I don't put my value in temporary things anymore, and that goes along with my faith. So
But your nickname is Diamonds.
Saki Dun, yeah, that's the my company name.
Ah, okay. All right. All right. All right. Now, you're a little bit older.
Yeah, or so they say.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
yeah.
But what keeps you getting up in the morning and staying motivated and staying true to yourself and thinking, hey, you know what? I still have something to give.
Yeah, my faith and my family. That's it. I have a beautiful wife, a beautiful daughter. We both have our parents. God bless anyone who still does, and I'm grateful for that. And that's it. I mean, it starts with God, and it trickles from the family and into people. Because one thing I will say is this, and this is what the Word of God says. When Christ came down and he told the disciples, no, he told somebody who approached him, trying to find him in trickery and figure something out. They said, "Oh, well, Lord, what is the most important commandment?" And he said, "Number one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. And the second is equally as important. Love your neighbor as yourself." And that's why I do what I do for people, but most importantly, family and to people around me.
Now, I'm not necessarily religious. I did go to Catholic school my entire life. But I will tell you this. If we just start treating the person next to us better than we did the day before, we'd all be in a better place. It
You know,
starts right there.
the reason those two are important is because you do those and you won't kill, you won't steal, you won't destroy anybody, you won't do any of those things that are a sin.
Mhm.
That's the purpose, to love each other as we love ourselves at the end of the day, the golden rule.
Yes, do better than you do unto yourself. And I appreciate you being here with me, Saki. Question number 5, even though we've obviously 5 questions, it's just a fun name to call. Whatever. We've obviously gone beyond that. You will be available on June 14th, Vigilante Combat Quest. It will be on this pay per view, available on millions.co. I got to ask you one more question before we let you go.
Talk to me.
10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Well, I can guarantee you one thing. As long as the Lord wills, I will be preaching and speaking the good news on what he's done for my life, for others, and continue to be for the people. That's all I can say. Whether it be whatever platform I'm in, fighting, whether it be still running my business, still doing all the whatever the platform is, from low mountaintop to valley, that's what I'm going to be doing. I can guarantee you that.
You know what? That's a really good guarantee. Now, June 14th, make me a prediction. Give me a guarantee. How's it going to finish? When's it going to finish? How's it going to go?
I'll say this. I don't know the way it's going to be, but I just know this. It's going to be entertaining and it's going to be fireworks. This is a new challenge for me. I'm more than willing and able. But one thing about it, one thing I can guarantee is it's going to be very entertaining.
Well, that's what the kids come to see, right? Entertainment factor. And I think you're going to throw down. Whether you stand up, get up, throw your hands up, you know what? That remains to be seen. But I know you're going to have fun in there. And I appreciate that smile on your face, my friend. Thank you for being here today. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you come by and talk to me after you get your first win.
Yeah, man. Well, definitely. You seem. I appreciate you. Thank you. You done it. I love the backdrop, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm
You got,
professional and stuff.
yeah, you got the whole thing.
And you and I have something to talk about. We're not going to be able to do it today, but you need to email me because
Okay,
I do have a jewelry thing I want to talk to you about. It's
I
got
got
nothing to do with me. It's got more to do with you, Overt Flow, who's called me, and Happy Punch Promotions.
you.
Uh,
Yeah.
we'll talk more about that in the future. But I do appreciate you. June 14th, you can check it out right here on millions.co. It will be a barn burner, a fight for the ages, if you will. And my man Saki's going to be throwing it down like a clown, like Charlie Brown, and turning your fight fans upside down. Every which way is right. That's the way my man's going to do it because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with, and neither is my good friend Saki. Saki, thank you for being here today. I appreciate you, and I appreciate YOU as well on all of our 5 platforms. Whatever you're doing, you're about to ruin the rhythm and the style that I'm used to. So do me one favor. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you'll know what I'm up to. Remember, I just dropped that merch on you.
Drop
Oh, yeah, we got fighter merch all day long. And just like my man Saki already knows, and you know, everyone loves a good fight. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Take care, brother.